Let's make this giant Spanish omelette. This is a regular chicken egg. And this is an ostrich egg. Let's cook it. I got the egg from one of these ostriches right here. Start by peeling some russet potatoes. Now we'll slice in half and make thin, even slices. Julienne some onions. Tap with the back end of a knife. So this ostrich egg shell was actually pretty hard to get through, and I was tapping on it for about 10 minutes. Fun fact, one ostrich egg is equal to 24 chicken eggs. So we're gonna go ahead and tap the top, and what we're trying to do is make a hole on the top so we can get the egg white and the egg yolk out of there. My goal is to have the egg yolk intact. Now after a while, we were finally getting through, so I started pulling off the pieces of shell. Just look at how thick the shell is. We're gonna go ahead and remove this top layer right here, being careful to keep the yolk intact. I'm gonna carefully cut it, being super careful not to puncture that yolk. And now we'll slowly pour in our egg. This is a regular size egg, and this is an ostrich egg. You can definitely see the difference by just looking at the yolk. To start, add some olive oil to a pan. Carefully add in your onions. 3 minutes later, add your potatoes in. Now shallow fry until you start to see very light coloring on the onions and potatoes. Make sure they're not breaking apart. Now we'll go ahead and strain. Now you want to break that yolk and whisk that egg. Add in your potatoes and onions and mix. You want to let that heat from the potatoes and onions create sort of like a custard, and you want to keep mixing. Now season generously with salt and give it a good mix. Now you want to gently pour in your egg mixture. Once the bottom side is nice and browned, go ahead and put a lid on top. And now we're going to go ahead and turn it. The tray I used to flip had some holes in it, but I covered it in aluminum foil. I would not recommend doing this, but the ostrich egg was so big we didn't have a pan big enough to flip it. 3, 2, 1. And now lay it back in. After all sides are cooked, we'll go ahead and serve. The ostrich egg was so big, I was actually able to make a second Spanish omelet. Slicing into it, that is absolutely amazing. Garnish with some chives. And enjoy! The ostrich egg had a creamy texture, and the egg taste was more subtle than a chicken egg. Overall, this was pretty good. This was absolutely delicious.